Yo, what is up, guys? So, your boy is back on the creatine, and no, that is not some euphemism for something, alright? I am taking creatine monohydrate again. I wasn't taking it for a couple years. I actually didn't tell anyone about that, but now you know. Started taking it again, and I gained 10 pounds of lean mass in 7 days. That's right, 10 pounds of lean mass in 7 days. You think that's impossible? Oh, Connor, that's physiologically impossible to gain 10 pounds of lean mass in 7 days. No, it's possible. I did it. I have proof, alright? If you think that that's impossible, watch till the end of this video, alright, before you look like a dumbass in the comments section, alright? It's possible. It just might not be in the way that you think. But anyway, here's the proof, okay? So, a couple Wednesdays ago, took my weight, first day of taking creatine, 200 pounds, just about 200 pounds. Then a week later, the following Wednesday, I took my weight again, and I was weighing a massive 210 pounds. That's right, let's give a round of applause for that massive weight gain, alright, in 1 week. In fact, just to celebrate that massive weight gain, I will be placing my tricep at the optimal angle that allows for the maximal admiration from you guys. So yeah, you can be miring that tricep the entire video. So yeah, all the secrets of how I actually did this will be revealed at the end. And no, it's not some manipulation of the camera and lighting in the angles. I've already done that before. That's old. I literally gained 10 pounds of lean mass. Alright, so before I talk about exactly how that's possible at the end of the video and show you the incredible transformation, let's talk about creatine and my journey with it and what it does and stuff like that real quick in case you don't know. So without getting too deep into the science, creatine essentially supplies your muscles with more energy so you can more efficiently exercise at high intensity levels. So you might be able to lift a little more. You might be able to do a couple more reps at the same weights. Okay, helps your exercise performance. Creatine, the general consensus among the fitness community is that it's pretty dope. It might be one of the only supplements that's actually worth the money. It's the most widely researched supplements, and people seem to get results from it. All right, but as I will talk about in the end of the video, I actually think that the main results come from something a little different than most people think. We'll get into that too. So I started taking creatine in college. I decided, hey, I want to be this fitness influencer dude. My physique was already good, but I'm like, hey, you know, if there's a natural way to gain some extra muscle with no side effects, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking at the time. Hey, you know, why not hop on it? Everyone's seemed to be doing it. I've heard good things, right? So I hopped on it in college, took it for many years, and then a couple years ago, I actually stopped. Why did I stop? Well, I was kind of worried that it might cause hair loss. This is at the time where I really started noticing some hair loss. Does it cause hair loss? Well, there's this one study that says that it increases DHT, and DHT has been shown to increase hair loss, so logically speaking, creatine, you could assume that it indirectly causes hair loss, right? But the real question is, does the creatine increase the DHT by enough to where you notice a significant loss in hair follicles? And the answer is, you know what, it probably depends. I'm sure it has probably impacted someone out there. I've heard some anecdotal stories where they take creatine and they start losing their hair. But then again, maybe it's just because time passed. And as time passed, people tend to lose more hair, like if you're a dude, right? So who knows? The bottom line is it 100% does not help. Okay, and it kind of scared me. So I stopped taking it. And this is one thing that I actually forgot to mention. I actually didn't think of it back then, but that's, in fact, looking back on it now, that was definitely another factor that led to me looking smaller, okay? Because as you'll see by this transformation, I look significantly bigger on creatine. But now I really don't give a fuck about losing my hair. I shaved it several months ago. I mean, this shit's probably gonna fall out eventually anyway. I don't really care anymore, and I thought it was worth this experiment and worth doing this video to hop on creatine again. So here we are. So most people, the standard creatine consuming protocol is to take 5 grams every day. And then after about a month or so, your body is fully saturated with the creatine. You're getting the maximum benefits, okay? But if you want those benefits even quicker, you want to get saturated with the creatine even quicker, you can load it like I did. I took 25 grams a day of creatine for 1 week, okay? In general, probably only need to take 20 for a week. I wanted to make sure that this transformation was as efficient as possible, so I was taking 25 grams of creatine per day. So that's 5 times more than standard, so I was getting the creatine results 5 times quicker. So here is the moment you've been waiting for. Here is the creatine transformation, 7 days apart. On the left, day 1 of taking creatine, and on the right, day 7 of taking creatine. Now, if you know me, I am highly skilled in manipulating camera angles, lighting, getting a good tan, all right? All these different things to make my physique look drastically different in a short amount of time. This is not what I did here. I've done that before. That shit's old. I wanted you guys to actually see the real progress that was made. So I put a camera in the same spot in the bathroom, and turned the exact same lights on in the bathroom. Yeah, the camera, hey, it might pick up the lighting a tiny bit differently, and I can't stand the exact same way, so it's not perfect, but I tried my best, okay? So this was actually an honest attempt at showing the change in my physique. And yeah, in my opinion, my chest and arms definitely look a little more full, all right? I think I look a little bigger. In fact, I think I look about 10 pounds bigger, which makes sense because I gained 10 pounds of mass, judging by the scale, in 1 week. And again, I do not think I increased my body fat percentage. I was eating the exact same thing that I normally do, and I've been maintaining my weight. So if there was any fat gain, it was very negligible, okay? So how is this possible in 1 week? Okay, 1 week. If you're in the fitness community, if you're educated at all when it comes to muscle building, you will know that gaining 10 pounds of muscle in 1 week is physiologically impossible, no matter how many extra performance-enhancing substances you're taking. Absolutely impossible. Can't be done, never has been done, and never will. Unless we turn into like cyborgs and we do some weird technological shit, right? So, how on earth was I able to gain 10 pounds of lean mass? Well, that's the key. I gained 10 pounds of lean mass, not muscle. I gained 0 muscle in 1 week. 0 pounds of muscle. No new muscle cells. But the muscle cells got bigger. Why? Because they were holding more water. That is the secret. 10 pounds of water weight. I gained 10 pounds of water weight. Creatine. Now this is the extra little effect that creatine has that I actually think is the most noticeable effect. And I think a lot of people actually mistake this side effect of creatine for actual muscle gain, right? It causes your muscles to hold extra water, okay? So if you take creatine and you stay hydrated, your muscle cells are gonna get bigger because they're gonna be holding more water. And therefore you're gonna look bigger and you're gonna gain lean mass. That's right, water weight counts as lean mass. Why? Because it's not fat. And yeah, so essentially, if you gain a bunch of water weight, your body fat percentage automatically decreases without you losing fat, okay? And a lot of people have actually used this to manipulate DEXA scan results. So if you see some sort of crazy fat loss, right, because someone's body fat percentage decreased when they took a DEXA scan, they could have just drank a shit ton of water, lost no fat at all, but their body fat percentage could have decreased, because what is body fat percentage? It's the weight of your body fat relative to your entire weight. So if you increase your overall weight without increasing the weight of your body fat, an example of that would be increasing your water weight, then your body fat percentage would be lower, even though you didn't actually lose any fat. So yeah, people manipulate DEXA scan results that way. I know people who have done it. Use that knowledge responsibly. But yeah, so I actually think that's where the main result of creatine comes from, at least definitely from an aesthetic standpoint. All right, a lot of people will take creatine and they're looking bigger and they're like, oh, I'm gaining so much muscle, creatine is working. Well, no, you're probably just gaining a bunch of water weight. So besides that, I actually think creatine works a lot less than most people do. Because in 30 days, if I were to stop taking creatine and all the creatine came out of my system, which takes about 30 days, I think that I would be looking exactly like the first video in the transformation, right? I'd be right back to where I was. In my opinion, essentially all the gains, whether it be aesthetic gains or strength gains or some extra rep gains that you gain from creatine, it's all temporary, all right? The question would be, okay, creatine is gonna increase the weight that you do a little bit, right? And it's gonna increase the amount of reps that you do, right? Is that increase in volume going to lead to some sort of actual increase in muscle gains? Well, maybe like a couple percentage points max. But if you think about it, okay, so maybe creatine increases the amount of weight you can lift and the amount of reps you can do by like 10%. Well, if you're making gains in the gym, you're probably going to gain strength gains by 10% in, I don't know, in like a month or so. Or who knows, depending on how long you've been in the gym and how hard you're working. So the point is, I think of creatine as like this power-up. It's like Mario taking the mushroom, right? And he gets bigger. But then the mushroom wears off, and he's back to exactly where he was. And that's how I think about creatine. It's this cool power-up that you can take, and you're like stronger, and you look a little bigger while you're on it, but I don't think it has any, if there are any long-lasting permanent effects, they're very, very small. All right, so anyway, I hope this gave you a new perspective on creatine. All right, hope you watched till the end of this video to figure out exactly how this transformation was made. And yeah, I've been posting some cringy interacting with girls with my shirt off videos, so if you're into that, make sure to check them out. If you feel cringe by those videos, that's actually coming from some social anxiety, some internal social anxiety. But you can actually use that to your advantage, actually use that as a meditation, watch cringy videos, but actually focus on the right things and actually retrain your mind to be more confident and less socially anxious. This is what my renowned method, VM, does. It's actually my free technique to increase your confidence, decrease your social anxiety, so make sure you get that. The link is in the description below. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.